For those of you who don't know me, my name is Miss Rachel, and I am a dance teacher. I won't say at where for privacy reasons, but I've been teaching dance for about 5 or 6 years, and I've enjoyed every minute of it. But some of the things that I've noticed throughout my years of working as a dance teacher is that not everybody knows how to do hair. So if you're new to this channel, this is going to be where I post just tutorial videos on different hairstyles and hacks for certain things to kind of make life a little bit easier. And this channel is not just going to be for moms with girls who need their hair done, but also dads. So I'm going to post just basic hair tutorials, different hairstyles you can do for dance. I'm excited for this channel. This is something new that I'm starting up, and I hope that it helps you. Even if you're not a dancer and you just want to try out these different styles. This video is going to be mainly me talking about products that I use and things that I recommend. Now, before I say this, obviously I have straight, thin hair, so everyone is different when it comes to hair products. Also, another disclaimer, I am not a professional hairstylist in any sort of way. I just have experience with different products, and so this is just me coming from my own personal experience. I've been dancing for about 8 years, so yeah, I kind of got some time underneath my belt when it comes to hair. So in this video, I'm just going to tell you about some products that I really recommend, but like I said, depending on your hair thickness and style, you may have to use more of a certain product or use a different type of product. I hope that you learned something from this channel. I hope that it does help in some way. And yeah, let's get into it. Okay, starting off with basic ponytail holders. You will always need a ponytail holder. I have seen way too many people try to put their hair in a bun and only use like 3 bobby pins. Please don't do that. Drives me nuts. I can't stand it. 9 times out of 10, you are going to use a ponytail at some point. And I will show you in the hair tutorial videos whether or not you will need this. But for dads out there, get one of these. Get multiple of these, because you're going to lose them. There's also, depending on the hair type, I don't know if y'all can see this. Oh yeah, I can. These are elastic rubber bands. I also recommend using these if you're doing like bubble braids, or if your child has very thin, very fine hair. These work perfectly. I have a bunch of them in my little tackle box that I take with me to work in case one of the littles comes and their hair is just not up at all. I use one of these so I don't have to use these. But these are great for detail work and stuff like that if you want to get creative with it. Highly recommend getting these if you want to be creative. Another thing that I highly recommend is getting some of these. If you have a child that has thinner hair and you don't necessarily want to use a rubber band like this, but you also don't need this big of a ponytail holder, these work fantastic. They are super easy to take in and out. I have a sensitive head, and so using the rubber bands can kind of hurt sometimes, but these, you don't even feel them when you take them out. Like, I do half up, half down a lot, and these work great with that. So they got them in all kinds of different colors, and these are great if you want to add a little pop of color to your bubble braids or whatever it may be that you're doing. Last thing, as far as hair ponytail holders or whatever, is scrunchie. If you are in ballet, I recommend using scrunchies. Um, I love them. They help so much, especially with creating that slick look. Um, that is probably the hardest part, and if you start messing up on the bun with the bun roller, you can just take one of these, spray it with hairspray, and just slick the scrunchie over it. A lot of people try to use scrunchies to actually pull up their hair. It does work, but I don't recommend it if you're trying to get your hair to stay there, unless you just have a really good scrunchie. If you're actually trying to pull up your hair in a ponytail and make it last, then I would use one of these or one of the other products that I showed you. Or not products, but you know what I mean. As far as a scrunchie, it can hold back your hair, but it's more of like, hey, I'm going to clean the dishes, and so I just need something to pull it back. But it really won't last very long, especially if you're dancing and moving around. Then, as you can see, it doesn't hold very much. So scrunchies are really for an added look. So that's it as far as what to use to hold your hair. One more thing that I did want to add, this is kind of in a more advanced version of hairstyles for dance, or hairstyles in general. Claw clips. These work great. There are a ton of different hairstyles that you can do with claw clips. I use them for ballet sometimes. Like if I'm doing a French twist, then I will use a claw clip to keep it up. And again, like I said, I'll make a video on how to do these hairstyles, but claw clips work really great if you're just trying to keep your hair up. You can also make it look a little bit more casual and do kind of a little more relaxed version, which a lot of people normally see when it comes to claw clips. So stuff like that, I recommend claw clips. They have different kinds. They got smaller ones, they got bigger ones, they've got diamond studded ones if you want to be fancy. So yeah, that's about all that I have for holding your hair together. Another very important thing, especially if you are in ballet, bun rollers. I've seen a ton of different kinds of bun rollers. There's the kind that has the little hole in the middle and you like pull the hair through and you roll it up. That works too, but I recommend using these only because you can get a better shape with these. These are a lot easier in my opinion. And like I said, I'm going to show you all videos separately on how to use these different things, but bun rollers are really awesome to have. Same with bun rollers, you can get them in different sizes, which is important based on your daughter's hair. And I would say experiment around with them. I use all 3 different sizes depending on the hairstyle that I'm doing. If I'm just doing one giant bun, then I use, of course, the biggest one because it looks the best on my head. But if I'm doing smaller ones, then I might use the medium-sized one if I want to do 2 small ones. One time I did a snowman look, which was really funny. I stacked all 3 of them, and it somewhat worked. It wasn't bad. But if you have 3, 4, 5-year-olds that need a beautiful ballet bun, then the smallest one is going to be the one that you want. On top of that, they also have different colors, which does matter if you are blonde. I think with hair like mine or darker hair, we can cover up lighter colors a little bit better versus someone that has blonde hair and they try to use this color to cover it up. So they do have different hair colors, and again, like I said, depending on the type of hair that you have, these may not work for you. So I'm just really going to show you what I know from my experience with my hair, and I am going to try and bring some other people onto the channel and show you with their hair, whether it's curly hair or thicker hair, longer hair. So I'm going to have a variety of people. It won't just be me. If you're also in ballet, another important thing is bobby pins. I recommend getting these. These have the little jagged edge, and in my opinion they grab better. There are some that are smooth, and those work, but just not as well in my opinion. So you're gonna want a lot of these bobby pins. There are also bobby pins specifically for buns. They are obviously wider than a regular bobby pin. I'm trying to get out of the way so that y'all can see. So it kind of helps a little bit more when you're trying to grab onto the hair and the bun itself. But I'm going to show y'all techniques that I learned with both. You can get both, but I do recommend at least getting these because they do hold a little bit better. After a while, these can kind of separate a bit more and then they don't hold as well. They easily slide out. So I recommend getting both. If you are first time learning how to do ballet buns, then I recommend these, the wider ones, just so you can get the idea of grabbing both the bun and the hair, and then obviously using these as well with the bigger ones. So bobby pins, very essential, not just for ballet, but for really any other style. Something else that I recommend if you have a child with just flyaways or bangs like I do. I have curtain bangs. I love these things. These are a lifesaver. I honestly can't remember what they're called, but you can find them at Walmart. All of these products you can find at Walmart or on Amazon. But these are great. They help to clip back unwanted hairs. So, and especially for people like me who have bangs, it's very helpful. Now on to hair brushes. These are the hair brushes that I use whenever I'm doing my hair. Again, depending on your hairstyle, you may have to use a different type of hairbrush. Whatever works for you, play around with all this. Again, this is just what I use and I like. So obviously, regular hairbrush is very essential no matter what you're doing. Some people may have to use, again, a different style of a hairbrush, but for me, just the plain Jane works for pulling up your hair. It just helps to smooth everything out. So another one is this hairbrush. Not really sure what it's called. It's very thick, bristled. I love it for getting a slick back bun look. In my opinion, it just helps to get all the wrinkles out, and yeah, you'll see this hairbrush come up a lot. Another thing is a comb. I like using combs for sectioning. They have combs that do have like a stick on the end that helps with sectioning even more, but even just a regular comb works, and you can also use it to pull back the hair and everything. Again, test out all the different hairbrushes and see what works for you. Last, but certainly not least, is actual products for your hair, the adhesives, you might say. Number one, hairspray. There are different kinds of hairspray. In my opinion, it doesn't really matter. Again, I guess it just depends on your hair. I have thin hair, so I don't really care what kind of hairspray I get, but if you have thicker hair that has a harder time staying down with hairspray, then you may have to get a more extreme version. And for dads out there that don't know how to look at that, on the bottle it actually says hold, and then it has different levels. And this is the Tresemme brand, so other brands may look different, but this one is number 4, which means that it's a pretty tough one. It's one more away from like the strongest form of hairspray. So I like using hairspray if you don't mind the crunchiness. I also like to use it when I don't want my hair to look wet, but I have these like little baby hairs that stick out. I can just put a little bit of hairspray and then like gently just kind of brush over it, and it kind of makes it sleek down a little bit. But that being said, I have had some little girls where I had to do their hair and they did not like hairspray. They were honestly scared of it and because they didn't like how crunchy it was a sensory thing. So if that is your problem, if you have a child or you yourself just do not like hairspray, I have something for you. Not your mother's Beach Babe sea salt spray or texture spray of any kind. Texture spray is amazing. It works kind of in between a hair gel and a hairspray. It does not leave you with a crunchy residue. It honestly kind of gives obviously a textured feel, but it kind of leaves it just a little bit wet, but not too bad. I like using this when I pull my hair up into a ponytail. I can spritz this on and then brush it all up, and it just holds really, really well. And then you don't have to worry about when you take it down that crunchy ouch feeling. So I love using this for littles. It works so well. So highly, highly, highly recommend using this, especially if you have hair like mine. If you have curly hair, then the next product may work better for you. But again, try it out. I highly recommend keeping this on hand because you just never know. The next product is also really important. Hair gel. This is again by Tresemme. I like their brand. I haven't tried other brands though, so if y'all know of better brands, let me know. Always open to trying new things. This is again with the volume, that just tells you how strong it will hold. This one is a number 4, just like the hairspray. And this one is really good for sculpting. If you don't mind that shiny, wet, slick look, then this is great. This doesn't dry crusty or anything. It honestly almost doesn't dry. It kind of takes a little while for it to dry. If you have curly hair, this I highly recommend. I had a girl who had extremely curly hair, I mean right up just to her head. It didn't even hang down, and we had to put her hair in a bun, and I used this stuff and it works great. We had to kind of use a combination of different products, and you can do that, but hair gel is really great for just styling and everything. You'll see this come up again in later videos, so you can kind of see how it looks on me and how it looks on you if you try it. Another thing that is not a part of the styling hair process, it's just something that I recommend if you are using a lot of products, is a hair oil. This one is, I think you call it Ciabella, I don't know. It's a more organic brand by Melaleuca, and I absolutely love it. I put it on after I take a shower and I've gotten all the crunchy hairspray out. I take some of this and I rub it in my hands and brush it through with my fingers and blow dry my hair with it, and it just makes my hair, it keeps it soft and healthy. And so you really want to make sure that you're taking care of your hair if you are going to be using a lot of different products. Throughout the videos, I am going to show some other hacks and techniques with other tools that I recommend using depending on the hairstyle. But these are really just your basic, what you'll need to do, really even just a ponytail look. So I hope that this was helpful. I can't wait for y'all to see upcoming videos. And if you want to comment down below certain hairstyles that you want me to try and do a little tutorial on, I would love to see that. But yeah, thanks for watching, and I hope to see y'all soon in my next videos. So, bye guys.